Okay, we're recording. Hi guys. Well, this is something new, right? I know. But this is where the magic happens. This is where I make all the videos that you see on this channel. I'm Arvids and I have been making motorcycle themed videos for about 5 years now here on YouTube. But general video making has been on the table for me for more than 13 years already. And from where I sit, this adventure filmmaking is quite different from the commercial one. Mainly because in the heat of adventure, things are hectic. They break, don't go as planned, and stuff gets forgotten. At the end of the day, I'm myself part of the adventure, not some spectator with a camera. I experience the same things as the rest of the guys, plus the camera. As it happens, I'm right now between projects and I'm about to start editing the second season of Big Budget Adventure. And I thought this is a good opportunity to take you behind the scenes and show you how these things are made. In this video, I will show you what to do with all the footage that comes back from a regular motorcycle trip with the mates. These are only the first steps, arguably the most uninspiring ones. But get this right and thank me later. In an ideal world, we would all shoot with the perfect cameras, sync up our settings, picture profiles, and so on. But this is not an ideal world. I shoot with DJI Osmo as my main helmet camera. I also have a DJI Mini drone and a Sony Alpha camera which is filming me right now and is my go-to for all off-the-bike content. My riding mates are not filmmakers, but for the story to be complete, I need the footage from their cameras as well. And then there are phones shooting whatever, whenever, however. Never disregard those. You never know what golden nugget of moment can be found there exactly when the story needs it. I'll be using a Mac and a DaVinci Resolve as my go-to editing software. If you're using something else, it will be harder to follow along, but the principles are the same regardless of the system. However, this won't be a deep dive advanced tutorial on how to use this software. There's plenty of that here on YouTube. I'll be showing you what steps I go through when editing motorcycle travel videos. With that out of the way, let's dig in. What I end up with after a trip are hundreds if not thousands of files. Time to get organized. I place files from each camera into its own folder for reasons that will become clear later on. Then drag these folders into DaVinci. This creates a bin for each folder. But know what? I need to see all this footage in chronological order to be able to follow the events as they happened and build a story out of it. Jumping around bins and searching for that one specific moment is a recipe to start hating video editing. I could select all folders and see the footage this way, but it's much easier to create a smart bin. Right-click in the smart bins area and add smart bin. Let's call it Edit Me. And in the media pool properties, choose Clip in Bin, Is, and select which bin to look at. I'll add my camera and all the rest of cameras. Make sure to select Match Any and click Create. Here we go. We have all the footage in one neat place. Excellent, let's start editing. But not so fast. Let's check the chronological order. I sort all my footage by date modified. From my experience, it is more reliable in DaVinci than date created. Okay, let's see what we have here. We have Einas retrieving his Dominator from storage, then there's some wrenching, more wrenching, first evening ride, and then suddenly wrenching again. What's happening here? Let's check the metadata. If you don't see this window, go up here and select metadata. That opens this inspector, and you can see if we select this wrenching file, it has been shot on September 30th at about 7 p.m. But this Sony camera file is the same date, but 9 p.m. 2-hour difference. So what's happening here? I know that my DJI Osmo camera has the right time because I connect it often to the phone and it syncs the time using the DJI app. But when flying into Greece, I probably forgot to set up the correct time zone on my Sony camera. And now it's 2 hours too late. This is easy to fix. I'll be using an app called A Better Finder Attributes. This is advanced software that lets you do all kinds of things with metadata for photos and videos. But we will be only using the function that is called Adjust File Modification Date. We select all the files that we want to fix. In this case, the Sony files. We drag them into this window. Check Remove Time, 2 hours. And click Perform Changes. Okay, in order to see these changes in DaVinci, we need to first remove all the Sony footage from this bin and add it back from Finder. DaVinci for some reason doesn't update the metadata automatically, at least not in the current version. Let's check the chronology now using the smart bin that we created. We have Einar's branching in Osmo camera and the same in Sony camera. Looking good. But to be sure, let's check some more. Next morning, Sony camera, followed by the drone shot, followed by Osmo shot. Here we can see that I got lucky with the drone footage and it has the correct timestamp. But this is not always the case. You see, the drone gets its time from the controller, and the controller is not connected to any network when out in the field. Hence, there is no way for it to automatically update the time. I have had situations when the drone footage has completely different timestamps. Same goes for GoPros. I even had one trip where all the footage was dated with January 1st, 1970. A thing that happens when you have to do a hard reset of a GoPro, which is exactly one time too much for my liking. Hence me moving to a DJI camera. Speaking of GoPro, let's see how my mate's camera handled this. Here is a morning in Bulgaria, and it's been shot on October 5th, about 10 a.m. I know that at the same time he was shooting with his GoPro, so let's find his footage. It's definitely not here. Where is it then? Ah, found it. Here it is, but the metadata says it's been shot on October 7th at about 12 a.m. So 2 days and 2 hours difference, for whatever reason. Let's fix that. Select all GoPro footage, open A Better Finder Attributes, clear the previous list, drag in the footage, and this time we need to remove 2 hours and 2 days. Perform changes. Done. Go back to DaVinci, select the GoPro footage, remove from Resolve, remove it, and add back in. And let's check now. And sure enough, we're back in business. My footage is followed by his at the same time. Success! But what about the phone footage? It was sent to me via iCloud, and now all these files are dated with April 16th, the date when I retrieved these files from the iCloud folder. And the footage is chronologically all over the place. Simple time shifting won't help here. Another tool to the rescue. This one's called Insta Date Fixer. Originally it was made for footage coming from 360 cameras, because that one has to go through another software where you render these 360 files into videos that you can actually edit. And guess what? Those videos have the date when they have been rendered, not the original one. But this tool promises to fix that. And apparently it works for all kinds of videos. Let's try it with the phone files. Select all files again, drag and drop here. And as you can see, current date is the mentioned April 16th, but it can recover the original date, which was in October. And this works for all the files. We have a chronological sequence of files. Click Fix, Success, and same here. Remove all footage from Resolve and add back in. Check all footage, and sure enough, the footage is in correct order, with the events happening as I remember them. At this point, you might think, dude, just sync up the cameras at the beginning of the trip and you'll save yourself all this hassle. And you would be right. Please, do your best to do just that. But in my experience, after about 20 trips, I always end up with files that are chronologically all over the place. If you are in the same boat, these were the fixes that have saved my ass. In the next video, I'll start editing and explain my approach to it. We'll go both through technical and creative decision making. We will touch upon working with audio, graphics, and my personal favorite, color grading. If you feel these kind of behind the scenes videos are useful, or there is some specific topic you would like me to touch upon, do let me know below in the comments. Otherwise, enjoy the spring, ride some motorcycles, and see you in the next one.